Hi guys, it's Ray with Ray's Turquoise Turtle. Today I am working on this Nightmare cup using a temporary tattoo. I ordered 2 sizes of temporary tattoos in a bundle. This size happens to fit the 20-ounce skinnies just about perfectly. I did trim around the edge. I'm also working in tandem on one in the larger size. That'll have its own video because that's going to get finished differently because it's a completely different process for that one. So, to prep this cup, I spray painted it white first. And I don't know how well this is going to work. It's my first time using it. But I had ordered Glow Max spray paint from Amazon. And I sprayed 2 to 3 layers on top of the white. So that was my prep for this. I did kind of test them, and they do glow somewhat. I don't have dark right now, but they did glow somewhat. I don't know how much glow is going to be left underneath when I get the whole process done, but we'll find out. So I trimmed around my tattoo, and the first step is going to be getting the tattoo on. So I'm going to peel the protective paper off, and I'm going to get the tattoo positioned on the cup. Like that, where I'm going to need it. And I do have a silicone brush handy. I'm going to want that. And I'm just going to take a regular paper towel, get it wet, okay, and I am going to put it over the backing paper, and that will release the tattoo. Tattoos aren't like water slides. You don't get the cup wet first. I know I lost my mind in one video way back and got the cup wet first. That doesn't work. It just makes things worse. So don't do that. Alright, just let it sit. Try and smooth it out with the paper towel if you can. I'm going to see if that looks wet. I don't think that's wet enough. So I'm going to get my towel wet again. Some of the tattoos have heavier backing paper than others. You want to make sure it's good and saturated, because you want that to slide easily. I did not put resin on before I applied this tattoo. Normally I'm tattooing over resin, but I wanted to see how it works without, because I want the base layer for the next part of the technique. So I really didn't want, and that is ready to slide. So I'm just going to kind of use the silicone brush before I slide it off completely, just to try and make sure there's no bubbles. And I don't like to peel, I like to slide when it comes to the tattoos. So that looks pretty darn good on there. I'm going to just use the silicone brush and push any bubbles out. And I don't see or feel anymore. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I will be back for the next part of the technique I'm going to do on this cup to fill. I don't want to leave it all white. So I'll show you how I'm going to fill that all in a little bit when this is dry. Okay, so what I have here is a little cup with a little bit of Carrot by Pixiss, Mojito from Tim Holtz. I have, not that one, it's Lemon Drop from Woody's Goodies, and this one is Vineyard from Tim Holtz. And I have just a little cup with some regular 91% alcohol in it. I'm going to put these off to the side, scoot these over a little bit, and I'm going to do like a modified watercolor effect around this tattoo. And hopefully it's not going to lift the tattoo or do anything funny on me. So I'm just going to start painting in some color. And keep in mind that my color palette here, if I get crazy, could end up looking extremely ugly. So I'm going to have to be careful what colors I put with what. So I'm going to work probably sections apart from each other so I don't end up, the drier the color I go next to, the better off I'm going to be in this case. I'm not going to want them to blend too hard. And if you want to get crazy, you can do a swirl, whatever. However you think it would look cool. But I'm just going to work my way along and cover all of this white. And you can see where I'm going right over the edge of the tattoo. Just feathering it in. So I'll get my brush dipped a little bit first. I pulled these colors based off of the tattoo. The yellow, the orange, the green, the purple. The other one I'm just going to do black or black mixed with a little bit of purple. And I'm going to run right up to this purple, but I'm going to try not to blend them too much because that's a combination that can get ugly in a hurry. And I don't really want to do orange over the pumpkins. I'm keeping my cup curved so any run runs away from the tattoo. I'm just going to come across the bottom a tiny bit. And as it dries, I might just come up with a little bit more just to give it some texture. Because this is a really flat paint, it's going to just kind of flatten out on top as it works on its own. So I'm going to keep my brushes separate with my colors. Bring a little more light over here. I'm going to grab the yellow next, I think. And same thing. And this is like a super, super bright, bright yellow. And I am picking up more of the purple than I wanted to there. I'm going to kind of work back out away from the purple some. And the yellow is running into the orange, which that'll be okay. That won't get too weird. I'm going to try and come right between them with the solid color. And just kind of let it blend out on its own. Where they're going to overlap. I'm going to fill this. Ooh, I am running a little over my tattoo. I turned that too far too quick. It is running a little bit, and I'm going to let it just run through there. I'm going to come in with some of the green carefully. Green and purple can get kind of ugly in a hurry too, so I'm actually going to go over all of this with a cheat when I put the epoxy on, so that's some green. I'm going to do some green up here. I'm not doing a super patchwork look, and Sally's not on this cup, I don't believe, but it still kind of pulls that NBC theme, Nightmare, in a little bit. I'm going to turn this to get along the top edge here. A feather over that. The trees, so they're still visible. Whoops. I'm going to come back in here with some yellow in a minute, but I'm going to fill the rest of this part with green as well. And I'm going to touch those lines up. Obviously, I'm not going to leave them like that. I'm going to bring this yellow down a little bit, again, into here. So, I'm going to come back to my yellow. And the yellow and the green will blend together just fine. The yellow is a good buffer color, actually. The yellow and the orange will blend. The only one it gets a little weird with is the purple. But I'm going to get that last little bit of the bottom. I might loosen up some of that green with some more yellow as well. Okay. So I'm going to come back over my purple and fix that. But I don't think I'm going to pick up any more ink. I think I'm just going to pick up the alcohol. And just kind of work it a little bit. Because I'm doing this on a matte surface, it's not going to remove the alcohol all the way, like sometimes you do on a glossy surface. It's going to kind of keep what you had going on there. So I'm going to clean that off a little bit. I'm going to come back on some of this purple too to try and build. I'm going to try and build some layer at this point, some dimension is where I'm at. And a lot of that is going to happen by gently blending some colors in. Just because I don't want it sitting looking dull and flat. So I'm going to work my way around, picking up some ink or some alcohol and just kind of blending over the edges. I feel like this orange is especially flat. So I'm going to layer over that some, especially where this yellow ran. And I'm going to smooth this purple down in some. And come right back over the edge of the tattoo again. You can see how it's building texture. That's what I'm looking for. Because I'm not going to do anything on these edges except maybe run some black here and there. I'm not even committed to that idea yet. I'm trying to work out any of these spots where it's a clear drip line. So I'm going to come back in the purple where these drips are still heavier than I'd like. Come over that drip line. And basically just work it until you're happy with what you have. I don't think I'm going to come in with any black. I think I'm just going to do the little bit of cheat glitter on the whole thing. Will give it some nice texture, I think. I think they're kind of blended throughout enough at this point. I may just come in with a little bit of yellow through some areas and let the yellow kind of push the edges a bit. And I don't really think I'm going to worry about this on the tattoo, because it's just the yellow. I think I'm just going to let it ride. So I'm going to let that dry and come back over it with some resin. I'm probably going to go with the Mistress Cheat because this works on all colors. So I'm going to do that. And I'm not sure if I'm going to come up with a little decal for this or not. I may just leave the back blank. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to make that decision here too while this dries. Okay, I am ready to get resin on this. Like I said, I am going to mix a little bit of my It's Pretty Personal Mistress Cheat in here. So I'm going to sprinkle some in here. Not a ton, but not too little. And mix it in. Okay. And I'm just going to get it on here. So I'm just getting this spread out. Make sure I have a good even coat across the entire tumbler. And I'm not going to put a quote on this one, I decided. But I am going to do one more thing. I did decide last second here. So I'm going to pause you real quick and grab what I need. Okay, so I'm going to mix a little bit of Black Galaxy glitter and a little bit of Stardust that has these little stars. And I'm just going to very lightly sprinkle it around the tattoo, not over the tattoo. Like very, very small amounts. These are both from LMNOP Design Boutique. I'm putting a roughly even amount of each in this little cup. And I'm actually going to grab a glove so I can hand sprinkle and keep pretty good control of where the glitter lands. So I'm just going to pour a little bit out on my one hand. Because I want it like up to the edge, but not really over the tattoo. And I'm going to just throw a little bit at the bottom. Literally throw it. Just to give it a little something extra. It's not that it was plain, it just not putting a decal on the back was going to leave the back side a little bit blah. Just kind of want to skirt the edge of the tattoo. I like the little stars on there. Okay, so I think that's enough. Make sure the bottom's got enough. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna look at it. I think I saw one of the little stars was a little funky. I'm gonna watch for that to come around. I think it was to this side of the tattoo. Yep. This one. Let me see if I can scrape that back off. I don't know if I can get it though. Might be able to get it with the stick. Did not get it? Nope. I think it ended up in a place that I can't see it anymore, so that's fine. I'm going to put just a little sprinkle back over that when it comes back around. And then I'm going to take these gloves off and bring you back down for a look-see. There. That'll smooth back out. All right, let's come on down. Bring it around so you can see the bottom. Cute, just adds a little something to the bottom there. And I'm going to try and get you where you can see the whole thing. So, there you go. A 20-ounce skinny nightmare tumbler.